When you are weary, my sister and brother, lean on my shoulder. We empower one another. Stand together, but if we must fall, I fall with my family, my allies, and all. This new union we've formed shall not fade. Rise anew, my kingdom. Find unity in the crusade.
The 4th of Journeyleaf, the kingdom was blessed by the presence of Seamus O'Malley, god of celebration, crusades, and leprechauns. The kingdom was enraptured by the tale he spun of his involvement in both the structuring of Evermeadow's surface and the strength of his power, able to create holy metal embedded in the earth. In previous cycles, those who worshipped Seamus found themselves victorious when confrontation arrived, but only if their intentions were motivated by smiting the wicked and letting goodness flourish. He also spoke of redemption for one's soul, as he makes clear with Sir Frederick by his side of how one so corrupted by Asmodeus' forces was given a second chance in his darkest moment. From then on, he made it his mission to aid the vagabonds and homeless of the land, to shelter them within Cloverton's walls. May Seamus's light shine within us all. It was then time for the party to dispense their gifts. Dascaris spent the night filling out an immaculate book of the Crusade's adventure so far, starting from their shared vision of the apocalypse in the Boar's Balls Inn, to the journey across the continent's townships, being trapped in Darkhaven, and all the many encounters with gods and primordials, to the present where we live in a utopia, except for the clock running out in 5 months' time. Darakas gave 1,000 pieces of gold to the one who made it. A leprechaun will always cherish each piece of coin it receives, even if it's to spite another party member. Nyx had perfected an ale made of 4-leaf clovers and gave a stunning bouquet of flowers to the Holy Mother. Rogal gave his traditional blade fragment depicting symbols from Seamus's religious teachings. And then, the 5th of Journeyleaf began, giving praise to the new All-Father Thor. His son, Thug Thorson, stood by his side, listening to the sad tale of the Norse pantheon's decline. It had always been their destiny to fall and be remade, as their cyclical timeline would be ever-present, until the material plane was able to change the course of history and earn the ire of Vega the Star Surfer. The majority of the gods were not spared the devil's machinations, with only Thor, Thrym, and Hel able to live to tell the tale. And as the Valkyrie kneeled before the Allfather's throne, it was up to Thor to take the mantle and assume supreme power to lead his divine collection. The tributes were presented. Dascaris offered an object he held onto for so long, the Orb of Weather acquired on Evermeadow's coast near the Order of the Sea. Darakas gave the god who remade Vlad's Deathmonger into the Stormbringer a wooden mug with lightning burns dancing across the surface. Nyx brought a mighty feast of pot roast, ale, cookies, and a golden drinking horn. Rogal gave his shard and then challenged the God of Thunder to an arm wrestling contest with fantastic results. The day ends and makes way for the 6th of Journeyleaf. We honor Thrym this holy day as not only the king of his people, but as their fierce protector against the Asgardians and the fierce beasts of Penguisa. His children are in few numbers, but they all know their god's love. Dascaris made a mighty feast of 100 breakfast sandwiches with the signature letter D scorched into them. Darakas spoke a nonsensical speech on the outside towards Thrym, but telepathically he wove an embarrassing tale of his former enemy, bringing him such joy and laughter in his heart. Nyx made another delicious feast with an addition of chilled venison, as well as her sacred scimitar she acquired on the shores after the battle with Saskrub Uchiha. Rogal presented his shard and gave a delicious burger for the king of the frost giants. Night fell, and the final holy day commenced. The 7th of Journey Leaf was reserved for Mortimer McHale, former second-in-command of Hell's forces, with the unique power of withering. This deity took a moment to mention how important it has been for the gods to receive the tribute and faith of the kingdom, and how thankful the God Council is for all the work of the Crusaders and the rest of the world. His speech was with a heavy heart, but for his day, he did wish everyone appreciate the ones they care for and love in these times, as this utopia is one built on peace. The end of days shall bring chaos and destruction, the likes no one, not even the great Creator, has ever seen. Whether we win or lose, we do it together. But we will win. Then it came time for most of the Crusaders to give their tributes. Dascarus led a pack of famished goats to the god, which was quite a shock to the crowd. Luckily, this was a display of what we could accomplish and the strength of Mortimer's famine, but also his nurturing magic as they were restored completely with no pain to live in his realm. Darakas gave Mortimer a new hat, one that contained gold, for he has not adorned his old hat in so long. Nyx presented her god with a little black ewe, whose name Nangela means, born during famine. And Rogel gave his shard of the blade, one side depicting the half-orcs' assault on the McHale nutsack, and the other side showing their friendship. And then all of the gods were called to the altar of creation for one final surprise, as they had been made aware of the divine Koopies that had adapted to their realms, looking like such little holy cuties. A divine party was held, yet one Crusader took the time to honor a long-forgotten god, one whose guidance and wisdom have been stripped from the world by his family's schemes. His soul was dispersed, eliminated, in order to bring the collection of Vegemite down onto Mount Ultima. Dascarus was not responsible for the end of Azuth, yet the scars of the past still haunt him, especially with his rune marks covering his body. A reminder of what was lost and the legacy that shall be carried forth into the future. Moving into the 8th day of the month, the Crusaders were free to pursue their own quests and adventures from now until the end of days. Nyx took her family for a lovely picnic in the Park District. Meanwhile, Malpais, Darakas, and Dascarus all came to the same realization, one in the tower, the other with Tikala, that should they wish to break into Baator, a ritual must be made. With an artifact forged by Asmodeus and several essences of a god's parents, in this case Raziel and Inferno, then for a very short time, a portal to his realm will be open. Malpais has it set in his destiny to slip into his realm so that he may damage or even destroy Asmodeus before the battle even begins, at the cost of his life. In this event, control of the tower will pass over to Dascarus, along with the responsibility of educating Narana in the Moggus Supreme's absence. Rogal met with Alima to discuss the father of all things, the great creator, of whom he has not been in contact with since becoming his avatar on the material plane. He proposes that perhaps the creator could simply make something that causes Asmodeus to no longer exist, though he fears that is not in his power, at least not anymore. The devil has grown mighty in all manner of ways. He simply bides his time, knowing in his mind that no one can stop him. But perhaps an audience will be reached with the Crusaders soon. From the titanic voice of Alima, I believe that the creator himself may wish an audience with the heroes. Time will tell, and the party would likely have to gain much more strength to make the journey, else the creator will be vulnerable to Asmodeus's prying eyes.